Hello everybody, this is Mr. New Chapter here. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about my ESEE 6 survival knife. This is a really great knife. I've had it for about a year now, and been doing a lot of research on the different knives out there, and for me, that suited mostly my needs is the ESEE knife. Kind of what I wanted to talk to you about this particular knife is I've seen a couple reviews on it, and I think mine's kind of special because I kind of put my own twist on it and my own philosophy on kind of what I kind of see a survival knife as, and I did this one for pretty much minimal cost, and kind of got the same results. Online, ESEE sells a pouch kind of like this, for around $25 to $35. What I thought would be cool to share with you guys is how you can kind of incorporate your own pouch here. As you can see, this is a Husky one, and it has a survival tin in it, and I kind of put my own touch on it without having to spend too much money on it. This Husky pouch, it came with a flashlight too for $6, and I picked that up at Home Depot, and this is white. I actually colored it with a Sharpie. I kind of like the black out look of this, and I put kind of my own approach to this. When you get a pouch like this, this is actually for a cell phone, and it has a clip in the back of it, and I actually just cut out that clip and put it on here using these brass screws. You can get them at any hardware store, and these little rubber washers. If you look here closely, I put my own rubber washers. There's two of them right there in between, and that kind of gives it the spacing it needs, and it doesn't actually have any jiggle at all. These bolts here, or nuts if you want to call them, they are a nut that has a plastic inner coating. What that does is it doesn't slip out. It's called a Loctite nut, and you want to get that because when you're hiking around, you don't want these just to jiggle off. So you can get something like that, or you can do some Loctite on there, and this seems to hold up really good. Never really had anything never really had to loosen them when I was on the trail. This knife has seen quite a bit of batoning and use without any trouble. What I enjoyed about it, it's like a mid-range survival knife. It's not too big and it's not too small. It's kind of the perfect mix, because sometimes, when you're going out, you might not need to build a fire. If you're doing a lot of firecraft, you might want something bigger, but just you need something for a good contingency item. This is a great choice. Has the micarta scales and 1095 steel, but really there's tons of reviews on this. I just kind of wanted to show you my custom work that I did on it and go over a little bit of it with you. This right here is kind of cool. I got this at a store called Harbor Freight. Make kind of not too pretty inexpensive tool. It's basically a magnifying glass and some tweezers, so you got some fire starting capability, and you also have some tweezers on there too. A buddy of mine was saying, you might be able to hold something while you actually light it on fire, which I thought that was kind of cool. So that kind of just goes on this little side here. I also have a fire steel. This one is pretty inexpensive, and it's not too big. There's some bigger ones out there, a little heavier. This one's not too bad, and that fits in this little side pocket here pretty nicely. And inside, I got I use this to it's basically twine they use for like newspapers and stuff, but this is a great fire starter. You just take it out, unwind it, and you hit it with this fire steel, and it works very well. This right here is just some wire. There's just a whole bunch of uses for this, just like snare traps and everything like that. So it's really good to have. Also to repair, like say your backpack strap, messes up. This can really repair some good stuff. But if you look inside here, take this out. This little cell phone case holds a survival tin very nicely, and it holds it very tight. So there's actually no coming out at all. Even if you didn't put the top strap on there, it wouldn't fall out without some pretty good coursing. I made my own little thing here out of an Altoids can, and some Ranger band out of that, and very inexpensive, and you could do it yourself. Here on my knife also I have a saw attached to the back. It's one with two like keychain loops that you kind of go like that around the tree. Could definitely come in handy, and it fits flush in there pretty nicely, so it's a really cool idea. I have it duct taped, and I have a Ranger band around it with another piece of duct tape right there. Took me a while to think about how to incorporate some paracord. It's about 25 feet here, but just using some of this wire, you can make it pretty secure. Then here I have some fishing line, and that's just used with the wire. And then what you do is just kind of tuck the wire up in there, so it doesn't snag on anything when you're walking through the trees. But this is pretty tight fit, and definitely is a cool thing to incorporate into a wilderness survival knife. Definitely a good thing to have. My kind of philosophy on it is trying to have just this piece of equipment be as self-sufficient as possible. So if this is the only thing you have, you would be pretty happy, because it pretty much has a lot of the elements you need. In my opinion, this is definitely a really effective system. It just has a lot of backups in it, ways to start fires and stuff like that. In this survival tin, I kind of made this myself, but it has quite a bit of cool stuff in here. What I did is, if you can, sometimes what you might have problems with is trying to find little things, because they have it in bulk. But what I did is, if you can find, you can go to Walmart or something like that. They have a survival in a can. And it has quite a bit of good stuff in it, but the problem is their tin is like this big, and it will not fit in here. So you can actually buy that tin and then buy yourself an Altoids can and incorporate all those things into your survival tin, so it'll fit onto your knife. But as you can see, I have quite a bit of stuff in here: band-aids, little survival booklet, a bag, a plastic bag, that's a tea, some candy there, some cordage, it's a bread tie, some matches, whistle, more wire, some bouillon cubes, pen. This is more bread ties, some sugar, more matches. So that's another fire starting thing on this knife. So we got 3 now. Some alcohol pads. There's a signal mirror in here. There's a bunch of fish hooks. Also a safety pin in here. This is basically some soup mix, and there's some nails, a razor knife, and some paper in there. Also some duct tape. So as you can see, this definitely is a great kit to just have on your person, and it's not very heavy at all. I don't really have a scale, but just a little bit of things to add to your survival knife can really help you out in a situation if that's all you end up with. Say you're in a situation where you have to get away really fast and the only thing you have to grab is your knife. I mean, you have everything here pretty well. ESEE, is a great survival company. They also, the 2 E's at the end stand for escape and invasion. So if you need to escape and invade, just grabbing this system could definitely keep you a lot happier than just the knife itself. And just a close-up of kind of the work I did. This also comes with a MOLLE. It doesn't come with it, but you can get a custom MOLLE backing. That would be pretty cool. I mean, I really like it in my opinion, because if you want to wear your knife upside down, kind of like on your backpack belt, I'd recommend it. This stays pretty secure, but if you really are running fast and it might fall out. So if you plan on doing maybe an upside down carry, you might want to incorporate the MOLLE backing into your system a little bit. It has a snap, and it actually folds over so this doesn't fall out. I wear this knife on my belt, kind of just clip it, so I don't really need that too much the way I use this. But if you want to do something where you're going upside down, I would recommend something. You might be able to make something maybe to go around it, make it a little more secure. But the MOLLE backing they have is really great, and it flips out fast, just has a snap, and you could pull it out pretty fast. So it's a little expensive, you probably get it around $40, but definitely if you do this, it's nearly the same thing, and you would save quite a bit of money to actually buy all this for the price of just the pouch on ESEE. I did this whole thing for that price almost, probably around $25, which that usually goes for $25–$35. So just a little idea and tip for everybody, just to kind of how to really take your survival knife to the next level, and definitely make it your own. Every time I show this to someone, they're like, "Wow, that's really cool," and you've done the work yourself, so it's kind of unique to you and everything like that. Well, this is my first video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely leave any comments or anything like that, or tips, maybe how I could maybe make this even better. Appreciate all the people that do reviews on knives and stuff like that. Definitely help me in my journey on finding my perfect fit for me on this knife, and that's how I stumbled upon that, is just watching a couple of YouTube videos and trying to find out what would be right for me. And I definitely am happy with this, and let's talk to you guys later.